All right. So, what's going on, people? Make sure it's straight. Here we go. What's going on, my people? What's going on? Right now, I'm talking to nobody, and that's all right because I can talk to myself. Do that pretty well. What's going on, y'all? I'm here. Wanted to give a quick update. Right, Sasha? My little doggy, my little pooch. And to let y'all know, today is number 28. 28 days since I've had I haven't used VyvanSe and Bupropion. But I started back today, I should say. So 28 days without it, or 27, I guess you count today, since the 19th of December. And boy, oh boy, I kind of forgot how how good it was to actually use it, how good it was to actually have it. You don't realize, after a while, you don't realize what you're missing. So, today's day 28, and I decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna start this back again. I decided, I did decide, but really it was the healthcare provider that was taking the time, right, Sasha? So, little dog over here. Let me show y'all. There she goes, Sasha. She doesn't know what to do with herself. So, get back on this healthcare train, or this VyvanSe train with these healthcare providers. It took me a while to do it, but I was able to get it back. And I tell you, the difference that it has made, I forgot. Like, the calmness in my mind, because it's been so long. I mean, it's going on 2.5 years since I first started this whole vlog and everything else. Going on like 2.5 years since I've been doing this. And that purge for almost a month, 28 days, or 27 and a half. Who's counting, right? I am. So it really has shown me what my brain is, what it needs, and what it's about. And I realized something, that it isn't the lack of motivation, it isn't like, or lack of motivation so much, or the lack of wanting to complete a task. I truly see that's not so much what it is. And sometimes that can be mixed with depression and stuff. But that's part of it. But even like a task that you want to complete, if something is a little bit more exciting, forget it. And so the last month almost has been crazy for me. I've been trying to cope. I started my little exercise regimen. My wife, our family, we're on this the board behind us. We got this, schedule things, since it helps me, helps everybody, to get things done and stuff. But the execution it's with VyvanSe and Bupropion, I feel like I'm on day one again. It's out of this world. Like, to sit there and my mind is calm. The emotions, I can think clear. Even if something would upset me, it isn't like a knee-jerk reaction to things. And again, this may all sound redundant from the first video, but this is the longest I've been, right, Sasha? Right, you don't even know what's going on. This is the longest I've been off of it since forever. I mean, I've been off of it a couple of days of some videos that I shared, maybe 3 days the most. But man, coming back on this. And I'm sorry, like when I see some people, they leave comments and stuff, and they say things like, I've been feeling bad, or I'm more depressed, or I'm more sleepy, or more something negative. It bugs me, because I hope that people, can find, some of you that are out there that are suffering, that don't have a medication. I'm sorry, baby. Can find, I'll squeeze there, can find something that will work for you, And for me, this is the perfect combination. I mean, heck, someone talks about to make a music video in one of my videos. Had a song about it. It really does, because, as far as the concentration goes, and I get, overly excited about things, because I've been excited about everything, because if something gets my attention, it's just old Chris. That's the way, things were with me in the past, for the past 28 days, for the, most part. The first part was the weariness and the sleepiness, and then that kind of wore out, and then just right back to my wife reminding me of things. Remember so-and-so and X, Y, and Z. So I have to make lists and do all that stuff. And I think it should be done anyway, to prioritize. But this helps me to be calm and not get, emotionally involved in this stuff, because of course with dopamine, these different things, it where it's directed in your brain, it can mess with your emotions. Somebody say something to get me upset, or even a little bit, distracts me, because I told her the other day, she's asking me to do something. And today, like I said, I'm back on it again. And I'm like, honey, you're talking right now, and I don't even know. She's trying to tell me to do, remember, you have to do this, that, and this. And there wasn't any sequence. It was just stuff, honey-do list. And I'm like, I'm looking at her like, uh-huh. You can be speaking Mandarin to me, because right now it does not compute. Hey, what's going on, Jen? How you doing? Yeah, I seem much more calm and patient. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You asking me or you telling me? Well, definitely more calm and more patient. I mean, that's one of the things with VyvanSe. You just leave, you give her craps at home, and you just kind of want to you don't want a belly rub, right? Yeah, no, she wants a belly rub, y'all. All right, I'll give you a 5-second belly rub, and that's it. Okay, I got to get back. So, oh, you're telling me, yeah, yeah. It really is something. It helps me because we were discussing some things this morning, looking at some financial options for some things that we're looking into, and the different things that's getting my attention. It's not bothering me as much. Definitely not getting me as agitated. I'm like, because the anger doesn't come out of the question or the irritation or the aggravation. It's not out of being asked a question or the type of question. It's just when it's being asked because I'm fighting to get my concentration on the task at hand and I'm using up my resources. And then somebody comes and taps me on the shoulder with this mentally and mentally taps me on the shoulder with that and taps me over here. I'm like, what? It drives me crazy. I have to muster up my concentration just to fix this problem. And you hit me with like what seems in my mind like 15 different things, when it may be 2 things that may be related. But for a neurotypical person, that's fine. The prioritizing of thoughts, executions and those kind of things, maybe that may work. But for me, it has to be very linear. Like it's one thing that's done, and I'm stopping that, and I'm moving on to the next problem because my resources are all tied up into this. Also, of course, with impulsivity, that's another thing with people with ADD, ADHD. There's poor control over it. Because the executive functions, being angry, of course, and wanted to cut somebody out to cut you off, but you decide to sing a song about happiness will definitely help you to have executive control. Oh, listen, you hit the nail on the head, Jen. Does it feel like my thoughts? Yeah, most of the time I talk fast, and my thoughts can't come out fast. My words can't come out of my mouth fast enough to keep up with my thoughts. That is almost every time. You hit the nail on the head. That's always been a thing with me ever since I was a kid. I remember being in middle school, and we were graduating, and up in New York, we called it junior high school, but so we were graduating. I was getting ready to graduate, and I remember we used to have these little books. We would, those little autograph books, and one of the kids put in it, I hope you're still a fast-talking kid in high school. And to me, I'm like, yeah, well, not me, because most of the time I try to get my thoughts out. It's onto something else, and that was my biggest issue, excuse me, with school. But now, as far as concentrating on tasks that I have to do, and maybe there's several steps to them, it doesn't throw me off so much and frustrate me and make me get upset. And I think the person that's there is just trying to think in different ways, because the brain is like, well, which one should I commit the most resources to? Because, limited or just the brain structure of a neurotypical person is different from a person that's neuroatypical, I guess, like myself. So yeah, it's been great. Today's my first day back since 28 days ago, since December 19th. You do the math, whatever it is, 27, 28, and I forgot what it was like. Executive function in overdrive. That's right, because you have a captain can only do so much, with a plane, on a plane, or a ship or whatever, at one time, and has to prioritize. There's some things that are 1, some things that are priority 2, and so on. So yeah, that executive function gets beat down. And I've noticed even with me, just pushing off projects that I have to get done because everything is so appealing, and there's no priority. There's the strategy but no tactic. There's a goal but no way to fully execute and follow through on it. So when people talk about medication and what they don't like about it and stuff, and everybody has this and that and the other. No, from my experience, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because I can't agree with that. I believe there are things that foods that help. Exercise helps. There are different things that assist in that, but largely, when you're talking about what you need for yourself, along with counseling, because I definitely want to see and talk to a counselor. I don't want to do this for a while. This was since I first started taking this. The problem is now I'm about 30 minutes away from where I used to live, and I can't make that schlep anymore. I ain't trying to do it for an hour. So, with, I think, medication along with exercise, along with things to alleviate, the symptoms, are a definite plus. And like I said before, I say it again. If one, myself included, can go out there and say, hey, look, I'm going to exercise more, which I've been doing. My wife and I were, we're trying to eat better this January, New Year's. And with medication, if you can wean off of the medication and just live your life like that, it's much, much better, I think, to use natural resources and to use, those natural remedies, so to speak. I mean, in general, people should be eating healthy anyway, like I said. But, I'm not on here despite what YouTube may think, because they try to take one of my videos down when I was talking about the 10 things about VyvanSe. And it's hilarious. I just laughed to myself because they're telling me I'm basically trying to sell something. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to educate people. And they gave me a strike on the channel, on this channel here. The reason why they did that is because they just mad because they don't know. They think that I'm speaking on behalf of a company, and they're not getting advertisement kickbacks on it. Because if it was a VyvanSe or Bupropion ad plastered on the video, go ahead, sell away. We don't care because we're gonna get a cut. But they think that I'm doing this. They thought that I was, and I had to dispute it. So with them, they're crazy. YouTube is crazy. They want to just cut people off, and whenever they feel like it, because it's about money. But anyway, yeah, that's my story for today. I'm just super happy that I can take this stuff. I need to exercise and drink more water. Yeah, it'll help my mind, body. Yes, that's right. Speaking of water, my tongue is clicking like right now. It's crazy because I'm so thirsty. That's the other problem with this that I have. That I'm willing to deal with it, of course, but it's a dry mouth. That's a symptom of not symptom. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's a side effect of VyvanSe. And Bupropion is a dry mouth. And also with, I'm not trying to be gross, but urination. Excess mucus. I wish no. Urination. Sometimes it's held back for some reason. It takes longer to produce. And I noticed this because it's never been a problem before. But on VyvanSe, I realized that it was. And of course, for the past, let's just say I was free flowing for the past 28 days. And but excess mucus, no, Jen, I've never experienced that. If anything, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. This dry mouth thing is crazy. Speaking to my wife a little while ago before she left, she was like, "You got some white stuff over there." I'm wiping it because I'm trying to talk to her. And that's it again. I have to stay with a cup of water, and I wish I would have brought some now. I'm about to wrap this up, but yeah. Anybody got any questions about anything? Because I'm here to answer what I think I know about. So, but if not, I will catch y'all in the next video. Right, Sasha? Say bye, Sasha. Don't say bye to everybody. Say bye. You like looking down at the floor? You ain't even looking at the camera. You just want to come down. All right, go ahead, go. Oh yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's great seeing you guys too, and we'll catch up in the next video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. God bless y'all.